Well, welcome. I'm pleased to chair what I think is our first formal Finance Committee meeting for NYRED, or our Renewable Energy Development Holding Corporation. I'm pleased to welcome our committee members, Dennis Trainor, B. Gonzalez, Cecily Morris, Michael Cusick, Justin Driscoll, and Adam Barsky. Laurie, Wheelock, and Lewis Warren are traveling or otherwise unavailable and have been excused. Also with us today are NYPA staff, as well as Canal Corporation representatives. As always, this meeting has been duly noticed as required by the Open Meetings Law, and I'm pleased to call it to order. We all have an agenda. It's a fairly brief agenda, unless there's any amendments or thoughts as to how that should be amended or adjusted. I ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thanks, Dennis. A second?
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Cecily. I think that was Cecily. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda has been adopted. We also had a chance to review the contractors list in advance, notify Karen of any conflicts. If there's any late breaking changes, please ensure you duly advise her. Said we have one action item to be discussed today. And Nick, or Nicholas, as he's known to his mother, but Nick Gonzalez, will return to, we'll move to the podium regarding a recommended authorization for us to consider. Nick.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, NYRED trustees, colleagues, and members of the public. I am presented as Nick Gonzalez now, and the treasurer of NYRED. I'm here today to discuss an intercompany loan agreement between NYRED and its parent, the New York Power Authority, the 100% owner in NYRED. The loan facility is intended to act like a revolver credit for NYRED as it pursues and carries out the authority granted under Section 27A of the Public Authority Act for NYPA to own, finance, and operate renewable energy generation projects in the state of New York. There are several factors driving the recommendation to move forward with this intercompany loan facility between NYRED and its parent. First, if you recall, NYRED was created in part to insulate the authority from its liabilities that may arise from developing and owning renewable energy generation projects. It was also created to facilitate the purchase of renewable energy project companies and allow for discrete project financing, maximize the number of renewables the authority can build out under the enhanced authority. However, one of NYPA's advantages in developing renewable energy generation projects comes from its strong AA+ credit rating, which allows NYPA to access capital markets at very cheap rates. NYPA has access to some of the cheapest financing in power, allowing it to be very cost competitive in developing renewable energy generation projects. NYRED, as a separate entity, does not have the same credit rating or the operating history that NYPA has, and therefore does not have the same access to this capital. Therefore, as an organization, we wanted to find a way to utilize NYPA's strong credit rating to facilitate NYRED's build out. Working with NYPA staff, it was identified that NYPA has commercial paper facilities with excess capacity that could be issued to fund NYPA's interest in its subsidiaries. NYPA can issue the CP or commercial paper under existing facilities and lend it to NYRED at significantly lower rates than alternative commercial banking products. From what we've done from market intelligence, we've found that this rate could be 250 to 300 basis points cheaper than commercial banking products for traditional revolver credits. Another point of consideration for the loan facility was the One Big Beautiful Bill and the subsequent Treasury guidance, which gives solar and wind products until July 5th, 2026 to commence construction and lock in tax credits. If products do not meet the commence construction to start or get placed in service by the end of 26, they'll lose the 30% capital stack of tax credits, increasing the price of renewable energy generation projects for the state of New York. As a result, NYRED is accelerating, pursuing, and prioritizing products in the strategic plan to accelerate the safe harbor of projects and ensure that federal tax credits are available for the projects to reduce any impacts it may have on New York State ratepayers. This acceleration increases NYRED's capital needs and timing of money, which this liquidity would be much helpful in providing. The intercompany loan facility will give NYRED much needed liquidity in this time between board meetings and facilitate the expansion of renewable energy generation in the state of New York. NYRED expects to manage the loan balance through several sources of repayment. First, NYRED expects to achieve at least 50% term financing on its projects. The term finance will be used as a takeout mechanism to pay down the loan facility that NYPA has created with, or is hoping to create with NYRED. Second, NYRED will create operating cash flow over time as it places assets in service and creates renewable energy generation, creating a source of repayment for NYPA. In the case of default, NYRED can seek a 30-day cure period, and if not cured, NYRED will be subject to the inability to draw down the facility for future loans and may be forced to pay down the loan using the excess cash or possibly even selling assets to pay back NYPA. Given the limited operating and credit history of NYRED and the ability for NYRED to take advantage of its parent's strong credit rating, we request the Finance Committee recommend to NYRED's board the execution, delivery, and performance of the intercompany loan facility for up to $100 million. I would like to thank you for your time and I'm available to answer any questions you may have. A lot of the same stuff from before, but from a different perspective.
Yeah, so putting my NYRED head on. So this is a demand facility, no specific repayment terms.
Yes, it's more. It acts more like a revolver where we would pay back, or NYRED would pay back over time as it achieves financing for the products when they get closer to mechanical completion, as well as when the assets are generating revenues. That will create another source of repayment for NYPA.
And how long do you expect? I mean, the $100 million that'll take us, through what period of time? What will this fund? Time frame.
Well, this will fund the initial projects in the strategic plan. We think between a mix of equity and the commercial paper, it could fund roughly around 200 megawatts of projects.
And this will obviously be leveraged with other dollars, other investor dollars, et cetera.
Correct. It'll be leveraged with tax credits as the money is received from the federal government for tax credits, as well as additional equity contributions from NYPA, as well as potential money from the state, given the state's sustainability funds and the enacted budget from this year, which offered up $200 million to NYPA or NYRED for the renewable energy portfolio.
Okay, and what was the output, the energy? What'd you say we'd be able to generate with this in terms of renewable output, Nick?
It'll roughly support around 200 megawatts between equity that already exists with and drawing down on the CP program or on this intercompany loan facility, roughly around 200 megawatts.
Okay. And the $100 million should carry us at least into 26.
Yeah, at least, yes. And then as we, the idea is that you would draw down this facility as you get, or as we get projects placed in service and finance, we would then pay down the facility and just manage the balance over time through drawdowns and pay downs as cash becomes available.
But we're not expecting any cash to become available for quite a while, right?
As of right now, it'd be Q2 of 2027 would be the first revenue flowing through.
Yeah. Okay. In best case scenario.
Takeout financing.
Yeah.
Takeout financing.
And but then at that point, we'd also be doing the takeout financing, which would then, be able to be used to pay down the loan facility as well.
Okay. And we think 100 million will get us to the cliff in August of next year? Or TBD?
That, along with other sources of capital that NYRED currently has, will definitely support us through July of next year or August of next year.
Okay. All right. What else do we need to know about the status of any projects? Anything that's relevant here?
Well, my next slide will answer at least one of the questions for one project.
Okay. All right.
But in general, the portfolio is moving forward. We've gone through a prioritization effort with a cross-functional group across NYPA to identify products that would be more likely than not to safe harbor. And we've taken that priority project list, roughly 10 to 15 products, and we began extensive conversations with development partners. So we've progressed roughly, I would say, around 6 or 7 of those products we've had advanced conversations on. We're bringing on an independent engineer to help us support on the due diligence process, and we are looking to find some projects and purchase at least a majority stake in those projects in the next couple of months.
Okay. Carry on your next slide. We'll come back.
All right, so this is the last item on the agenda, I believe. I'm also here to discuss the approval and authorization for Somer Solar LLC to execute an engineering, procurement, and construction contract, along with other related contracts, for an amount of up to $50 million to construct the 20-megawatt Somer Solar project located in Fort Edward, New York. Back in February of this year, NYRED purchased 100% interest in Somer Solar LLC from CS Energy, making it the first project purchased under NYPA's enhanced authority. As part of the agreement, CS Energy's EPC subsidiary was given exclusive right and period of time to negotiate an EPC for the project. We felt that this was beneficial given their development experience with the project, as well as their development history and EPC history in the state of New York. Negotiations have been productive and are ongoing, with the expectation to have an executed contract by the end of this month. The teams have been progressing the project through limited notice to proceed in order to keep the project's in-service date of Q2 of 2027. We've also been working with CS Energy to commence construction with physical offsite work to lock in the tax credits and avoid any foreign entity of concern issues. In the chance the project cannot achieve physical onsite work this year due to rains or unforeseen circumstances, this will ensure the project remains eligible for its 40% investment tax credit for up to 4 years. The project continues to progress with cost and schedule still on track per the original expectations. Staff look forward to executing this contract and advancing the project into construction. Additionally, NYRED anticipates funding the project with $25 million from the intercompany loan facility we just discussed. At this time, I'd like to open up to the conversation for any questions that you may have on the Somer Solar project.
Questions for Nick on the project itself? All right. So we need a motion on the credit facility as well as this project, or we just need a motion on this project?
I believe it's on both.
Both.
Okay. So one, get a motion to accept, I don't know, what's accept, approve the $100 million credit facility with NYPA. Is that correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay, could I get a motion on that, please? Oh, Laurie's back with us. Can I have a motion on the credit facility?
So moved.
Thanks, Laurie. Could I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Michael. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? motion carried. And then if I could get a second motion to recommend approval of the summer solar project for full adoption by the board.
So moved.
Thanks, Dennis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Laurie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. In terms of financials for NYRED, do we have anything yet, or can you get us some?
Well, there are no revenues. We've spent less than we were expecting this year, just given the uncertainty in from the federal government. You know, the spending didn't accumulate as we expected for project purchases, but we do expect that to accelerate into Q4 of this year. We do expect capital expenditures to pick up. Overall, I think we've spent, roughly $6 million supporting the operation of the business this year. Mostly through legal expenses to pursue projects and negotiate contracts, as well as some financial advisory support we've been asked for. Through the shared service agreement, we've also been charging NYPA labor to NYRED for the support service that are being provided, which is actually probably roughly 50% of the cost that we've been incurring at the subsidiary level.
And there are financials in the 630 financials that you could look at, which really doesn't show a lot of activity, but it shows, separate subsidiary financials, just like we do for, Canal Corp and Captive, and it all rolls up to the consolidated financials for NYPA.
Well, I'm just thinking for purposes of this committee and this subsidiary, if you could, present separate financials for us.
Absolutely. We have those
between appropriate and beneficial. Okay.
Yep. Sure.
Okay. Anything else that anyone has? If not, I'd ask for a motion to close this meeting of the NYRED Finance Committee.
So moved.
Thank you, Dennis. Second.
I'll second.
All right, thanks. I think that was Cecily. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, thanks very much. Again, thank everyone for your time, effort, and energy, and look forward to seeing you all up our way this weekend and for our full board meeting on Tuesday. Have a great day, great weekend. Go Bills, go Mets, go Yankees.
Go Mets.
Go Brewers. Whoever else is relevant. All right. Enjoy the sunshine, everyone. Have a great day.